Hey, good afternoon. Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, this is On Air with Russell of Hotels. You know, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. Well, this is it, right? This is it. Hey, guess what? I'm live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and IG. Now, I'm supposed to be, and I guess I won't know until someone jumps in and says, "Hey, you're live on here. Hey, you're live. I see you on this one. I see." You know what? So if anyone's out there, I mean, feel free to just get into the chat and just let me know, where you're chiming in from, and what platform you're using. Well, I guess I'll know what platform you're using, but just come on and just say, hey, just make a little comment, say, hey, whatever, F off, whatever you want to say, go ahead and say it, because that way that kind of gauges where I'm reaching, right? That's what that means, right? So I was able to do, and I think, like I said, TikTok and IG, those are the ones that are kind of, I'm not sure if I'm live on those or not. Okay, because it's a copy and paste thing. You're looking at what they call it, a key stream, a stream key. You copy and paste it and put it in the thing. So hopefully that all works. But this is the monologue section of the show, right? So this gives me time to hear from people. Let me know that I am live on these platforms. But if not, that's fine too. If you check me out on the replay, that's fine, because I do not get rid of these. These things will be there forever. When I'm long gone, people will be discovering, who is this Russell of Hotels? You know what? He was ahead of his time, that guy. You know what I mean? Whatever happened to him? So anyway, I do this show every Tuesday at 1 p.m. PST. Like today is right now, Tuesday, 1 o'clock in California. So, shout out to everybody, wherever you are, wherever you happen to be. I also do a show called the Daily Check-In with Russell of Hotels, which comes on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you guessed it. There's somebody in the back said, "Oh my God, that's 5 days a week of this guy." Yeah, 5 days a week, I'm doing something, right? And to me, it's all about connecting people, collaboration, elevating brands through visibility and conversation. Because I do have people come on to the show, and we talk about them. It's all about them, right? Talking about the brand, who is them. If I'm on the show, someone's interviewing me or talking to me, well, I'm the brand, right? I'm the brand, but I may represent another brand, right? I may represent this company called Russell of Hotels, but my name is Russell Edmond, right? So it's all about elevating people or elevating brands through a conversation, right? You guys would call them interviews, but I call them conversations, because I got a job and they have jobs too, right? So we just basically just having a conversation. All right. So there you go. So so I do a couple different things, but my background, of course, for people that already know, maybe people that don't know, is 30 years within the hospitality industry, starting off as a housekeeping trainee, manager trainee back in the day with Marriott Hotels, and kind of worked my way up through housekeeping, front office, food and beverage, became an AGM, sales manager, director of sales and marketing, and ultimately the general manager. That's the top spot of the hotel, right? A general manager. So all those things in 25, 30 years. And then said, you know what, enough's enough. And I wanted to do my own thing, so I started doing hotel task force for hotels that needed temporary help. And then it kind of evolved into this thing called Russell of Hotels, where I still do, every now and then I'll do some more consulting than anything. I don't necessarily do task force, but every now and then I get a consulting gig about operations and sales related things. But then I kind of took a shift and kind of wanted to do more marketing, and brand development and brand awareness and visibility, and that's where On Air with Russell of Hotels came from, right? So you're getting my whole story here, and this is the monologue, so it's okay. I'm telling you little stories as we go along, right? But yeah, so that's how this whole thing started. And then I also do hotel site selection, where I assist companies and organizations with finding that right hotel for their group, for their meetings, for their conventions, their conferences, their retreats. Doesn't matter where it is. 10 rooms or more is considered a group. So yeah, 10 rooms. I've done as least amount as 10 rooms. I've done as many as 650 rooms on a peak night. So all that stuff we do, or I do. I mean, I say we, but it's me, right? I'm the one that's doing it, right? So yeah, so you kind of get a glimpse of who the hell this Russell of Hotels is, right? And why is he doing this show? Well, it's all about giving back. It's all about share my experiences, right? Because everything I talk about is based on my experiences, not based on someone else's experience, not based on what someone told me. Well, sometimes it is because I'm talking to someone, and I have a lot of conversations with people about what they do and how they do it, right? Like we just finished, budget season, or hotels just finished budget season. So I'll ask questions about, how's the budget going? How's the marketing plan? What did you incorporate this year that you didn't incorporate, previous years or the previous year, right? So I just want to know, because I've been removed about 7 years from being on property now. And although you would like to think a lot of things have changed, a lot of things stay the same. So anyway, so I think that's it for the monologue. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna do the intro, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get started with the show. Once again, this is On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. I'm Russell L. Edmond. This is show number 321. Yes, 321 shows that I've done. 321 on air with Russell of Hotels. Now, if I counted the daily check-ins, it would probably be in close to 1,000 shows that I've done since 2019, because that's when I first started on air with Russell of Hotels. Okay, so there you go. So hold tight for a second. We're going to do the intro, and then we're going to come right back and get this party started. Hey, you know what? I love that song. I love that little jingle, right? So that's why I'm back here dancing or whatever. And, while you can't see me, I'm like, getting my groove on. But anyway, once again, thank you so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. It's show number 321. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Countdown to the holidays, right? Or countdown to Christmas. I guess we just completed one holiday. Hope your Thanksgiving was well. Mine was actually went to Hemet. Well, I'm in Southern California, right? So Hemet is in Southern California. So I have family that lives in Hemet that we normally go to. And then we normally take it to, the last couple of years, we do it on Saturday as well. Visit some other family that, I don't see often. Go to Arizona and spend some time with my aunt, which we did. So we had a good time. It's always a long day because that was on Saturday, right? And you have to drive back to LA. So we drove back on Saturday night because I wanted to avoid the traffic on Sunday, because everybody and their mama is on the freeway on Sundays. Okay. Especially, after that after that Thanksgiving holiday. So yeah, but I've been doing that for a couple of years. So yeah, it's kind of like as far as driving, it's probably about a 10-hour day of driving, 5 hours up, 5 hours back. But you know what? Is it worth it? Heck yeah, it's worth it to see your family and all that stuff, and that you don't see that often. And who knows how many times you're gonna be able to see them, right? That's how I look at things these days. We don't know. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see me next year. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm not gonna be here. I don't know. But as long as I'm able, I'm gonna continue to to make that drive and to see family and all that stuff, because familia es muy importante. Okay, so That means family is very important. Okay. Yeah, Russell is bilingual. Oh, that was a good one. So anyway, I got to chuckle. I have to, sometimes you just got to laugh at yourself, right? But once again, live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and IG. Okay, so feel free to make comments. The chat are open, so it doesn't matter what I'm talking about. Just put something up, and I'll see it pop up, and I'll click on it, and we'll see what the heck it is, right? That we're talking about. So these shows, it won't be that long. Okay, so it's not going to be, probably won't be an hour. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Normally it's based on conversation. If someone happens to ask questions and things like that, which it's all about engagement, right? I love the engagement. I love the interaction with people. That's why I want people to make, to make comments and stuff like that, because it makes the show a little bit more interesting when people are coming on and I'm feeling some questions or it's just some comments and things like that. So feel free to do that. You're not, putting me off by doing it. It's actually helping me out. Okay. So there you go. I'm just looking at some notes here. And yeah, I have notes here. People they think all this stuff comes off the dome. No, I got a script. I'm like, this is like Hollywood, right? You got to have a script. Someone wrote this, I wrote it. Right. But yeah, so I have I have a script that I go off of, right? I don't just, I wish I could just go off the dome with this stuff. And you would think that I am going off the dome because the way I stop and stammer, like, what did I say? Let me read that again. So anyway, so I'll never do a show. I guess I was about to say this and I went off on the side thing. I'll never do a show where I'm not showcasing a hotel or a destination. Sometimes it's both, right? But today is going to be a hotel. And I think today's hotel is the Hotel Del Coronado, which is in Coronado, California, located right next to San Diego, right across the harbor or the bay from San Diego. So if you guys know of that hotel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what it looks like. You know the historical significance of that hotel. The footprint that it has and how long it's been there. And a lot of people have been there. A lot of people have experienced the Hotel Del. They call it as a nickname. They just say, "Oh, the Hotel Del. I work at the Hotel Del." Oh my God. Okay, great. Okay, you don't have to say those two words, and you know exactly. Oh, Hotel Del. Oh man, that's spectacular, amazing. So yeah, so just some photos that I've taken, and shout out to Miss Sherry Stoddard with Discover Coronado. Why do I bring her up? Because she's my representative. She's everyone's representative for Discover Coronado. And just so happened yesterday, I do this daily check-in on Mondays, right? And it's devoted to a guest host that I have on, Miss Tiffany English, right? She's a meeting planner, event planner, that we catch up on Mondays, right? So we talk about things and talk about meetings and things like that. And yesterday's topic, and these topics just flow. They're not necessarily, we don't plan on talking about it. We just bring up a topic and basically just run with it for the most part. Well, yesterday we were talking about the importance of a DMO or a CVB, Convention and Visitors Bureau, or DMO, Destination Marketing Organization, right? It's the terms are interchangeable. You can use both terms. The old term would be CVB and the new term would be DMO, but they both mean the same thing, right? And it's the tourism arm of a destination. I mean, every major city has one. LA has one. San Diego has one. But there's a lot of, smaller cities, smaller destinations that have them too. Coronado, Anaheim, Long Beach, a lot of different, Greenville, South Carolina, Oklahoma City. I mean, a lot of cities have them because tourism is a big thing, right? Take advantage of the tourism. Why not? In fact, hold on one second. I just saw something pop up. I Russell hope I'm catching the live. Yes, Lauren B. What's up, Lauren? Okay, I see you. Let me put your comment on the screen. Let me put you. Yes, you are catching me live, right? Okay. So that just shows me right there that YouTube is alive and kicking because Miss Lauren Brown is on. So thank you, Miss Lauren. She's with what is it called? Reimagine Hospitality. Okay, that's Lauren B. So if you don't follow her on, I guess, every social media platform, follow her, Lauren Brown. and Imagine Hospitality, Reimagine Hospitality on IG and I guess YouTube as well. So anyway, what's going on? So yeah, so what was I saying? What the heck was I saying? Oh, so I had her come. I mean, Tiffany and I were talking about the importance of a CVB or a DMO, right? And I just explained what those mean or what that means, and how they can help you, how they can maybe point you in the right direction as far as hotels or maybe offsite venues or transportation and things like that. There's a lot of things that you can be getting because and the services are free 99, right? The services are free, but a lot of people don't know that. Okay, they don't know that they're free. They don't know that you can use them. A lot of people don't even know what a CVB and a DMO are. You know what I mean? So when it comes to meetings and things like that, people like myself, I mean, we're the experts on this, right? I do hotel site selection. So every time I do send out an RFP request for a proposal from a hotel, I always copy my CVB or DMO partner. In this case, like say if I'm sending something to Coronado. Okay, let's just use Coronado as an example. I'm going to send it to Sherry Stoddard. Okay, because she's my contact with that destination, right? So, and she's going to make sure that all the hotels follow up on the proposals, send them all out, and then she's going to follow up with me to make sure I received all of them. And sometimes these CVBs and DMOs, they have like rebates, they have programs because they want meetings, right? They may have something to offset cost of transportation or parking or maybe food and beverage or whatever. I mean, you use it however you want to use it. But if we don't utilize them, if we don't have conversations with our CVB representative, we don't know what we're missing out on. So bottom line, when you're sending out a proposal, make sure you're using your CVB. Make sure you're copying them on it as well. And like I said, most cities or destinations have a convention and visitors bureau. Sometimes it's within the chamber of commerce as well. Okay, so if you don't see, if it's just not recognizable, it's hard to find, just contact the local chamber of commerce and ask them, do they have a tourism department or something like that? And normally, if it's too small, right, because you got a lot of different layers of cities, right, and destinations. So, so just make sure that you keep them in the loop. Keep them in the loop, yeah. Keep them in the loop. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I saw saying that song. Little jingle, that's just what I do. So yeah, you're more than welcome, Miss Lauren Brown. You're more than welcome. So okay, so she says thanks for the shout out. See, that's as easy as it gets right there, right? Showcasing a brand, right? Someone that pops in and says, "Hey, Russell, hope I'm catching the line," right? And I went on to say who that person was because I knew who it was, right? So I'm going to give them a shout out. I'm going to lift up their brand. I'm going to do all that. It's all about visibility, right? It's all about visibility and conversation, visibility through conversation, right? Elevating brands through those things, right? And that's what I do, right? That's what we do here. So once again, let's go. Let's get it. So this is Hotel Del Coronado, and I have I think about 9 photos of this. Okay, so just bear with me, check it out, and you see the specifics of it at the bottom: 718 guest rooms, 97,500 square feet of meeting space, which means it has a big footprint, right? It's huge, a lot of space, meetings, conventions, conferences. This is the place if you're in Coronado. And Coronado is an option to San Diego. San Diego could be really popular, although Coronado is popular as well. And Coronado is not as big as San Diego, of course, right? So if you can't get into San Diego, or my suggestion would be if I'm sourcing San Diego, I always source Coronado as well. And they work well together, okay? Coronado CVB and San Diego CVB, they work well together, okay? So there you go. I said it. There you go. So anyway, these are the steps that lead up to Hotel Del. And I wanted to show this because guess what this room is called? Okay. It's called the Crown Room. As you can see, the chandeliers are in the shape of a crown. And that's, hence the name Crown, the Crown Room. Okay. So check that out. I thought it's very unique. I can't remember when the hotel was built, like the late 1800s into the 19 early 1900s. So yeah, and a lot of stuff is, they've refurbished it a couple times, and they try, if there's something that's maybe, of course, something that's built in the late 1800s, it deteriorates over time, right? So they want to make sure they match things perfectly, and you wouldn't even know the difference if something got changed, right? But this is the crown room, very unique room, windows, and I love, who doesn't love space with natural lighting? I do. I love it. Okay, so there you go. So if you haven't been there, you need to check it out. And I was there for a fam trip. Okay. So that's why I was giving a shout out to Miss Sherry Stoddard, because she was in charge of the fam trip. Fam trip is to get familiar with a destination. And part of, going to Coronado's fam trip was seeing all the hotels. And the Hotel Del Coronado was one of those hotels that we checked out and were able to experience. We had lunch and I'm going to show you where we had lunch at. But yeah, so this is the lobby area, right? So this is actually where you check in, and these are just people. Those are people. That lady right there smiling at the camera. Well, she's with us, okay? So that's why she's like posing for the camera. But the other people are guests, right? They just checked in and they're just on their way to their rooms. Hmm. And this is kind of in their courtyard area, right between the buildings. It's very nice, very tranquil, very peaceful. You got the water running, you got the fountain going on, you got the sounds of the ocean. And did I mention that Coronado is on the ocean? Right? Did I mention that? Maybe I didn't, but it is. And this is kind of a sitting area outside your guest room if you choose to sit out there. This is some of their meeting space, some of that 97,500 square feet of meeting space. They're actually getting ready for a program there. So we were just there taking photos and experiencing the vibe of the guest of the meeting space. And this is their outside meeting space. Okay. So they happen to own that stretch of the beach, right? I guess it goes from their property, from one side to the other. They own that, so they can do anything they want to do in that beach area, the sandy area. They can do, barbecues out there for groups. They can do a lot of different things. But you can see the green part where the umbrellas are. That's where we had, that was set up. I think that was the same setup that was set up for us to have lunch out there. It was just a beautiful day. Okay, beautiful day in Coronado. It was great. The food was good. In fact, they even had non-meat eats, and that's what I'm talking about, right? I'm always going to lead with the non-meat eats, and they had things for me. Okay, so it was cool. Some things I had never had before, never even had. It was like a some type of root vegetable that was cooked in salt and then baked. I can't even remember what it was. I just remember how it was explained to me, and it was pretty damn good. It was pretty damn good. I just can't remember the name of it. But that's where an experienced chef who's creative can do things that you never even thought about. So, and this is a bathroom. You can never see too many toilets. Okay, so I want to make sure I show that, because you want to see what do the toilets look like in the guest rooms at the Hotel Del Coronado. Well, hey, there you go. You see it right there. Boom, there you go. This is one of the guest rooms. This was actually a suite, and this is the sitting area or the living room area, if you will. And this is the bedroom of that same suite. So once again, you always want to show. Oh, I always want to show, the details of a hotel, right? Not just mention that, hey, oh, I was at the Hotel Del. Well, no, I'm gonna show you some of the photos, and that way you can see, you can say, oh, okay, I can see myself there. Because that's what it's all about, right? Can you see yourself there? Can you see your group having a meeting there? You got 500 people. Is this a right size hotel for that? Yeah, 500 people, probably a little more than that. But yeah, so that's why I do that, right? Because it's all about elevating that brand, and it's all about, can you see yourself if plan meetings or you're in charge of that, and can you see yourself? Can you see my group here? Okay, I've heard about Coronado, but can I see my group there? Yeah, I can. Maybe I need to call Russell. Maybe he can hook me up, or maybe I need to call this Miss Sherry Stoddard with Discover Coronado, and we'll make it happen. You know what I mean? So anyway, but if you forget her name, you won't forget mine, right? So just reach out to me, and then I'll make sure I get you guys together, because it's all about connection. It's all about getting people together and collaboration. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So anyway, okay, so every time I do one of these things, I also have a topic, right? So the topic today is why collaboration beats competition. Hotels working together. Now I came up with this, there's always an inspiration behind the topics that I come up with. I don't just pull them out of my butt. Well, no, I do sometimes just pull them out of my butt. Okay. Well, this one came from okay, where'd this one come from? I was having a conversation with, no, it wasn't a conversation. Somebody had, and you guys may have heard this one already, but this is for the people in the back of the room that didn't hear this story. Okay. So last week, I get this text from Ernesto Alonso, who is the assistant director of sales at the Hilton in the Hilton Universal, which is right next to Universal Studios here in the Los Angeles or Hollywood area. Okay. You guys heard of the Universal Studios, right? Amusement park, movie theme park. So he's the assistant DOS there at the Hilton, right? And I guess I said that already, like 2 times already. But he texts me and says, "Hey, check this out. Check out this posting on LinkedIn." So I check out this posting, and it was about this rebranding that their hotel did, right? And it wasn't just a rebranding for them, it was a rebranding for them and a hotel which would be deemed a competitor, which is right next door to them, right? Well, on this hill, there's the Hilton, there's the Sheraton, and then there's Universal Studios, right? So they came up with this. I think it's genius, right? I think it's genius. This whole rebranding of their hotels to encompass all 3 entities, like I said, Universal Studios, the Hilton, and the Sheraton. And they called it, guess what they called it? They called it the Hill, Hill, because it does literally sit on the hill. You're driving by. In fact, I'll just real quick, before I started working, I used to work at the Sheraton Universal, right? Now, I would have killed to collaborate with the Hilton, but different management on both sides, right? Different management, different mindsets, different ideologies. Okay. So now people actually come together and form one entity when there was 2 entities that probably didn't get their lion's share of the business either way, right? But sometimes if you come together, collaboration, that's a good thing, right? So that's how I came up with this topic, because of Ernesto sending me this thing, and it was a video that I saw that I listened to, and I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I know that they had collaborated, right? I didn't know this, right? So I said, I need to talk about this, because like I said, I'm sure other hotels do this, but I think the impact of this is going to be great. I mean, I'm sure it already is, but moving forward, the more people that know about it, the better off they're going to be, right? The better off they're going to be, and the people that are interested in booking something at these hotels. Because I think that's genius to have, similar interests, similar synergies between 2 properties, right? That to bring in business instead of losing it, they're working together to keep it, because that's how it was before, right? When I was there, everybody's focused on getting the business. They can care less about the neighbor next door, right? But certain groups would kill for that, right? Maybe larger groups, because there's almost 1,000 rooms between the 2 hotels. So why wouldn't you want to work together instead of working against each other, right? So that's how I came up with the topic, right? So did I explain that well? Hopefully I did, right? So that, once again, the topic is why collaboration beats competition. Hotels working together. And always remember this, I'm always going to have this information. This topic is on my blog. So just go to the blog and I'll give you that information after I go through this. But go russellofhotels.com. That is my website, and just go to the blog, which is a drop down, hit the button, the blog button, bing, And all this information I'm sharing with you will just pop up. It's like boom, it explode and like it's there, right? So you can print it, you can do whatever. You don't have to write any notes down because it's all the information I'm going to share with you is already there. It's already there. So okay, so let's get to it. Let's get to it. So today we're diving into a topic that I believe is shaping the future of hotel sales and destination marketing. Collaboration over competition. Too often hotels in the same area see each other as rivals when in reality working together creates stronger destinations, attracts more group business, and delivers better outcomes for everyone involved. So today we're breaking down exactly why collaboration beats competition and how hotels can win more business by supporting the hotels around them. And this is not the only hotel that's only two hotels that are together, right? This may be maybe the few that are around an amusement park, right? And so take advantage of that, right? I mean, this, like I said, I thought this was genius because for years they worked independently. They didn't want to do stuff like this. It was like, not at all. Why would we want to do that? Just closed-minded people, it just, whew, man, it just kills me. But anyway, I'm just so glad that they came up with this plan and rebranded or made a separate brand. And I just think I love it. I love it. Okay, so real quick, number one. In fact, number one. I gotta find it. Where am I? I gotta find it. Oh, okay. So I'm here. See, sometimes I forget where I am. Sometimes I forget where I am. Number one, boom. Collaboration creates destination strength. When hotels in the same area unite instead of compete against each other, they create a stronger narrative that attracts more group business. You hear that? Planners don't just book a hotel, they book a destination. That's its own destination. The Hill is its own destination. You got two hotels, you got a major amusement park in the area, you got that City Walk area where there's dining and small little restaurants, small little shops, and then you have the surrounding area as well. So that little area right there in Universal City, that's what it's called, is its own kind of destination. Who knew, right? That you can form that. They did it. I love it. I love it. Planners don't just book a hotel, they book a destination. Neighborhoods, districts, and hotel clusters become more appealing together than individually. That's interesting. Okay. Shared messaging makes it easier for planners to visualize bringing their attendees there. If you market it all together, you got representatives from both hotels or whatever, however they do it. I just think there's nothing but a win-win. Okay. A rising destination lifts every hotel. Collaboration builds that destination. Yeah, I got quotes and everything, right? I got quotes and everything to support this because I think it's important that we see what's possible, right? Because like I said, I came from the hotel side. I was a director of sales and marketing. I was a general manager. In fact, one of these hotels I just mentioned, I was the director of sales and marketing at that hotel. I would have loved to do something like this. But like I said, sometimes, you're met with opposition. Okay. But obviously, everyone's on the same page here, and I applaud that. Number two, working together expands capacity and flexibility for planners. Okay. Most groups need multiple options: room blocks, overflow hotels, breakout spaces, or different price points. Hotels working together can share leads, offer multi-hotel proposals, and increase the chance that the business stays in the area. That's the thing, right? You want to make sure it stays in the area. You don't want it to leave. Okay, I'm just using this hotel as an example. You don't want it to go downtown Los Angeles, okay? Because now there's other options. You want to keep people there away from that downtown area, and this is a way to do it. And I know they're doing it, right? I'm gonna meet with these people. I'm gonna have somebody on this show about this and just go through this whole concept and how it's working, right? Because I think it's like I said, I keep saying I think it's genius, but I think it is, right? I don't think I'm overusing that word, right? I don't think so. Hotels working together can share leads, offer multi-hotel proposals, increase the chance that the business stays in the area. Big events, tournaments, and conventions rely on several hotels cooperating. Yeah, they do anyway, right? So planners love when hotels make their job easier, not harder. That would be great, right? That would be great. As a planner, as a hotel site selection person, yeah. And you got, like I said, you have a built-in amusement park there as well. So we can do the meetings. And then if they have time, they can go take a shuttle ride to Universal Studios. It sounds pretty unique to me. When hotels collaborate, they keep business in the neighborhood instead of losing it to another city. In this case, losing it to downtown Los Angeles. You don't want that happening, okay? You do not want that happening. Number 3, and this won't take long, okay? So we're going through this. We're going through this at a decent clip. Decent clip, okay? Number 3, collaboration improves visibility, brand recognition, and demand. You know, I'm always going to throw some, collaboration and visibility because that's what I do, right? It's all about visibility. Collaboration improves visibility, brand recognition, and demand. Hotels that align efforts, messaging, events, promotions, and content generate more visibility for the entire area. That's just a known fact, right? Joint social media campaigns. Everything you can do, everything together, right? Shared destination videos. Area branding like the Hill Los Angeles. Boom. I use it as an example, right? Multi-property site tours. Because what separates that hotel, the two hotels together, what separates them from each other is an elevator. Okay, so you come out, let's just use the Hilton. You come out of the Hilton, there's an elevator that takes you down to where the Sheraton is. It's the funkiest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, what? That elevator takes you where? Yeah, you can go up to the Hilton, and then if you keep walking, there's a pathway to take you to Universal Studios. You can walk there and you can walk to the Hilton in probably 5 minutes from the Sheraton. And then from there, it takes you maybe 7 to 10 minutes to get to the front steps of Universal Studios. It's crazy. And I keep repeating myself, so I'm not going to repeat myself again, but genius. That's all I'm going to say. So where was I? More visibility for entire area, joint social media campaigns, shared destination videos, area branding like the Hill Los Angeles, multi-property site tours, DMO supported promotions, and I'm sure the DMO, which would be Los Angeles, LA CVB, or what do they call themselves? LA CBB, whatever. Anyway, LA CVB, okay, which is a DMO. I'm sure they love this as well because they probably sell it as the Hill as well, right? I mean, they rebranded it as that, so I'm sure they refer to it as that as well, right? So they probably have tons of requests for that hotel. I would think they would. If they don't, then someone's not doing their job. Okay, I'm just gonna say that too. Together, this creates destination excitement, which leads to destination demand. It's all about the demand, right? You create the visibility, you create the excitement, and next thing you know, you're getting all these leads, and that's what it's all about. When hotels work together, the whole district becomes the product, not just one property. So now you're selling it, the Hill, right? You're not just saying the Sheraton or the Hilton or Universal. Now you're saying there's Universal, but there's 2 hotels around it that will work together for your groups. So to get larger groups, they're going to work together. That's a win-win. That's a win-win for each hotel, and that's a win-win for Universal Studios and that whole Universal City community. So I just think that's great. I think that's great. So yeah, so there you go. That's it for that, right? So that's what I'm talking about. So okay, what's next? We're almost done here. We're almost done. We got 20 minutes to go. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Okay, who's hiring? Who's hiring? Now, these jobs are in the greater Los Angeles area. Okay. They're not in Houston, Texas. Okay. So if someone's looking for a job in Houston, this is not the place for that. Okay. I'm not, oh, this job is at, the Hilton in Houston, downtown, next to the convention center. They have no, I'm not doing it unless you want me to do that, right? Unless the Hilton in Houston wants me to do that, give me a call and we can make something happen, right? We'll make it work for you. But no, these are in the greater Los Angeles area because I'm in Los Angeles. Okay, so there you go. So who's hiring? And these positions are, I'll never post anything that's more than 5 days or like a week old, right? If it's like 10 days, I'm not going to post those. Okay. These are still pretty hot for the most part. So these are like either they were posted today or they're posted maybe the last 4 days or something like that. So anything up to 5 days, anything over that, I'm not even going to show. I wouldn't even share those with you. Okay. So there you go. So, okay. Who's hiring? Cambria Hotel El Segundo. Now, El Segundo is next to the airport, LAX, right? So that it would be south of LAX. And it's it's the next city from the airport. In fact, depending on what side of the airport you're on, that's El Segundo right there, right? So Cambria Hotel, El Segundo. I want to say that's on Sepulveda. They're looking for a director of sales. Hollywood Roosevelt, love that hotel. Historical, lot of right there on Hollywood Boulevard. Overnight, they're looking for an overnight front desk manager. I'm sure that would be an exciting position right there. I can imagine what goes on at night at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, right there on, like I said, on Hollywood Boulevard, right in the heart of Hollywood. I bet they probably can't keep a good front desk manager there. It's like, you know what? This is enough. This is too much for me. But no, that would be a great experience right there. So Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, looking for an overnight front desk manager. Luminares is a basically I knew it as, I used to party there back in the day. It's in Monterey Park. It's like upstairs. It's like overlooks the downtown area. So Monterey Park is kind of, I guess that would be from downtown Los Angeles. That would be east, kind of northeast of downtown Los Angeles. But yeah, we used to party there. There used to be this place called Baby Doe's that was next to Luminares. I don't know why I'm saying it. Well, anyway, they're looking for a director of catering. So it's a catering space, right? So during the day, it used to be, during the night, there used to be a party scene, right? And then during the day, it was like for catering, for, corporate groups and stuff like that. So I'm just happy to see this still around, right? Because I'm talking 30 years ago, I used to party at this place. Let's go party at Luminares. Okay, yeah. All right. So anyway, Luminares, Monterey Park, looking for a director of catering. And all these positions are on either HCareers or Indeed.com. Embassy Suites, Glendale, they're looking for a director of sales. Cali Hotel, which is a Marriott Autograph Collection. Now, this one is not open yet. This will not open. This is the one that's right next to SoFi Stadium. SoFi Stadium is where the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Los Angeles Rams play. They're building a brand new hotel there, brand new build, 300 rooms, 3 restaurants, rooftop, 20,000 square feet of meeting space, opening September 2026. Okay, that's hot off the presses, right? A lot of people don't know when it is opening. So I had to do my research because I mentioned this last week. I said, let me do my research on this hotel. It's managed by Crescent Hotels. Okay, so if you want to work for Crescent Hotels, then, go ahead. Cali Hotel, Kali. Once again, it's going to be an autograph collection with Marriott. Okay, so there you go. They're looking for a director of sales and marketing and a director of revenue management. And like I said, they don't open until September 26th, September of 2026. Damn. Okay. Next September. All right. But of course, yeah, they got to hire people now. They got to get boots on the ground. They got to do all those kind of things. So that should be exciting. A brand new hotel in Inglewood. I don't think they have they had a brand new hotel there before? Maybe so, years and years ago. But yeah, so this is good. 300 rooms right there on the grounds of SoFi Stadium. That's the hotel's going to be busy. It's going to be rocking. So whoever gets that position, that's going to be one of those high level positions. That's going to be a highly visible position, right? So everybody's going to want that job. Everybody's going to want that job. So I think that's it. Damn, that kind of ended on the thud, right? Like that's it. I got you guys up here, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, that's it. So yeah, Cambria Hotel, El Segundo looking for a director of sales. Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel looking for an overnight front desk manager. Luminaries, where I used to party in Monterey Park, looking for a director of catering. Embassy Suites in Glendale looking for a director of sales. Cali Hotel Marriott Autograph Collection not opening until September 2026. Looking for a director of sales and marketing and a director of revenue management. So yeah, so there you go. Okay, so I got information I got to give you guys though, right? Like how to get a hold of me. How to get a hold of me. So once again, I am Russell of Hotels. This is On Air with Russell of Hotels. My email is right there, russell@russellofhotels.com. So any questions at all you have, please give me give me an email. Send me an email. Okay, I see a comment here. Who's that from? Love Monterey Park. Okay. All right. You love Monterey Park. Miss Lauren Brown says she loves Monterey Park. Okay. There you go. It's a cool community outside of downtown Los Angeles. So yeah. So very good. Very good. And of course, yeah, you're welcome for the shout out. You're welcome for the shout out. And she says, great live. No, thank you. You know what, Lauren Brown, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Okay, let me get back to what I was doing now. What was I doing? So, okay, so once again, that is my email address. If you don't follow me, live only. Oh, okay, that's not what I wanted to be. Oh, any questions? Okay, any questions at all? You can email me, russell@russellofhotels.com. Let's see what else. I got a lot of stuff here. I just have to find it. I just gotta find it. There was something else I wanted to show you guys. And maybe I won't be able to find it. Oh, the blog. That's right. The blog. Okay, so my blog. So just go russellofhotels.com. So all the information that I shared, the topic today, not just today's topic, but any previous topics that I've done, they're all there. So just go to my blog at russellofhotels.com. It's there and you'll find it. And any questions at all, just email me. Okay. And this was show number 321. Boom. I think that is it. I think that's it. So yeah, so hopefully in the next couple weeks, I've already made contact with Mr. What's his name? Ernesto Alonso, who's with the Hill, right? So when he sent me that, I couldn't wait to respond back to him and say, hey, I need you to come on this show. In fact, I asked him last week to come on last week, right? To do the daily check-in, right? But he's busy and I understand that, right? Towards the end of the year, there's a lot of times we have things that we're trying to get signed and we want to send contracts out before the end of the year because we want to get them back in the first quarter of next year, right? Or maybe in January. Okay. So depending on when the program is going to be. So if you're a busy hotel, you're trying to get contracts out now, proposals out now for things that are coming in the first quarter. So, and I understand that, and that's where he is. And I said, hey, whenever you're done, whenever you get caught up and you got time to come on, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's put that brand out there. Put that brand out there on Front Street so the whole world can see it, right? I'm sure they're doing a great job of doing that. But, I just think you can never have too much visibility. Never. Some people are like, oh my God, we can't do it because I'm like, what? Somebody offering you to come and be visible so the whole world can see you and you don't have time to do it? Come on now. That's not the case here, but I've had that conversation before with other DMOs and CVBs and hotels. I'm like, you can never have too much visibility. Never. And if anyone says that, they're in the wrong business, okay? Because it's not about the people that know what you do or know that you exist. It's for the people that don't know. And you can always reach someone that did not know you existed, okay? So just remember that, right? Don't get caught up in the ego thing, right? Oh my God, we're so popular, everyone knows us. No, they don't, okay? Because pull your daily reports or your monthly reports and let me know, did you run 365 days, 100%? No, if you didn't, then you need more visibility. There you go. I said it. So anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining this On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. Shout out to Lauren Brown. Thank you so much for coming on and making your comments and making yourself known. We were live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and IG. At least that I have to check and make sure we were. Okay. If not, I did something wrong. Right. So anyway, this was show number 321. And look forward to seeing it again next week. Not the same show, but 322 next week. But in the interim, I do a daily check-in. So I do the daily check-in for the most part in the mornings, right? So the mornings up until about 1, 2 o'clock. They last about 15, 20 minutes. Same platform. So you don't have to switch up and see, okay, well, now he's on this platform. No, same platform, same thing for the most part, me talking about different things within the hospitality space. So check that out as well, right? So you got 5 days a week of me talking about hotel stuff, talking about hospitality things, meetings, consulting, elevating your brand, because that's what it's all about, right? So once again, always think about it like this. It's not about the people that, in fact, I need to write a quote about this, right? And maybe this is a quote. I'm going to work on that right now. It's visibility is not about the people that know what you do. It's about the people that don't know what you do. Drop the mic. Where's the mic? I don't have anything to drop. Anyway, that is it. Have a great day. Happy Tuesday. And it is Taco Tuesday, right? So yeah, I made a big pot of beans yesterday. Okay, that'll go with whatever tacos I'm gonna make today. And it's gonna be, I think I have some because I used to share this, on Taco Tuesdays, because people will ask me, what do you eat on, what do you eat? Because you don't eat meat. I'm a vegan, right? So I don't eat meat. So I'll have like fake meat. Okay. So like, what do you call it? Oh my gosh. Why can I think? Cauliflower. Okay. So cauliflower. So I'll cook it. I'll get a whole head of cauliflower, right? I'll chop it up, put it in the air fryer, season it, put it in the air fryer, and it gets kind of charred, right? And I use that same stuff to put in the tacos. So you can put the lettuce and whatever else you put on it. I always make some salsa. Oh man, that's what I do, right? So that's what I'm doing today. So I have this whole head of cauliflower that I'm going to use as my filling or my meat for my tacos. So that's what I'm going to do today. Boom, there you go. So you got it. So any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. Once again, russell@russellofhotels.com. So until tomorrow, have a great day. And thanks again for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show